believe it's 8:04 on April 2nd, 2019. This is the Road and Bridge Committee. Present are Ed Koenig, Sandy Hefner, Jared Hayes, Ben Heitzig, myself, Gary Kruger, with our county engineer, Tom Klasner, and we have one guest, Mike Weaver. And I will turn it over to Tom for the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Everybody should have their packets in front of them of the agenda.
Shut just a little bit.
It's gotta be open.
I know, but can I, like?
No,
this-
it can't, it's gotta be open, Kelly. It
Alright.
has to be open.
We just have to talk quietly.
Yep. You have the minutes of the March 5th, 2019 meeting. And give everybody a minute to look at them. Then whenever I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ben Heitzig, second by Jared Hayes. Any further questions or discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Moving on to the bills. We've got the bills for the month of March. So we got claims from the county highway in the amount of $27,635.15. Federal aid, we have the amount of $285. Engineering payroll clearance fund is $4,458.67. Construction of bridge is $0. County MFT is $14,457.60. Township MFT is $8,834.35, and township bridge is $0, for a total amount of $55,670.77. So I'd ask for a motion to approve the.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Sandy Hefner,
Second.
seconded by Ed Koenig. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to public comment. Anything for public comment today?
During the Jersey County Board meeting that was held, a month or two ago, there was discussion about the contract with Spire, and they did not want to hire a law firm. They were afraid that it was going to cost them money or whatever, as I recall, that they didn't feel it was worthwhile. So I understand now we're at a point that you feel like you need to get representation. Hopefully the meeting's gonna expound on that, I guess, because if it's not gonna be discussed, then it begs the question of, it seems like things get decided before we ever come in here, and it doesn't look like things are transparent in that particular instance. So if there isn't gonna be any discussion about why you need the legal counsel after the county board did what they did and said what they said, what plans can you guys put in place to make sure that there's the appearance of open discussion in a meeting, as opposed to, well, we've decided we're gonna do this and just having a cursory, let's get her done here. So, I mean, I'm just curious as to why, after the contract was signed, you gotta get representation. I mean, I do understand. The other side of it is that if you think that there's a real serious problem, one of the things that you could do is to argue that the contract should never have been signed anyway, and go down that road. But, there are some ways that you can do that that's been done in the past. But anyway, that's my comment. I'm just curious as to why the need for counsel if they didn't and weren't involved initially. Why now?
Thank you. on, nothing in old business. New business, we have a petition for aid from Ruyle Township on Ruyle Road. It is for a drainage structure, a 36-inch pipe, 40 feet, that is failing over on Ruyle Road, approximately about a half a mile north of Kane Road. It's for a cost of approximately $3,500. It would be split evenly between the county and the Ruyle Township. I'd ask for a motion to approve this petition for aid as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Ed.
I'll
Amy.
second it.
Seconded by Jared Hayes. I'm sorry, Ben Heitzig. I'm sorry. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is a resolution for maintenance to utilize motor fuel tax funds. This is, it's in your packet there. It's for $174,000. And this is our other maintenance resolution that we typically do for our oil. So to utilize motor fuel tax funds. So I'd ask for a motion to approve this resolution for $174,000 to use motor fuel tax funds.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ben Heitzig,
I'll second.
seconded by Jared Hayes. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, I'm sorry. Okay, the next item is we have a joint agreement with IDOT for federal participation. And this is for the structure that we're going to replace over on Ryan Road in Ruyle Township. We've been working on this project for the last 2 to 3 years. This structure is approximately a quarter of a mile on Ryan Road over near Medora off of Kemper Road. We estimate the cost to be approximately $300,000. With the federal government would be paying 80% of that cost, of the construction cost, which would be $240,000. And the other $60,000 would be split between the county and the township. This just spells out all the duties that we have to do in regard to IDOT. And there's a location map in there, and it also shows that that Ruyle Township, after it's completed, that they'll continue to maintain that road and that structure. So I'd ask to have this agreement, this federal agreement approved.
I'll make
as
that
presented.
motion.
Motion by Sandy Hefner,
Second.
seconded by Gary Kruger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, and then the last piece of information in regard to that is there is a resolution that I'll have to actually take before the county board that just shows how the funding is gonna be broke out, which I had indicated $240,000 would be from the federal government. And then the other $60,000 we'll pay out of our construction of bridge account. And it also gives the county board chairman authority to sign all the documents that are in regard to this. And that $60,000, we have to go ahead and pay that as construction is going on, and then we'll get reimbursed back from Ruyle Township when the project is complete. So I'd ask for a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ben Heitzig,
I'll second.
seconded by Jared Hayes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next item is looking at the hiring of Brown, Hay and Stevens LLP to represent Jersey County. There is a letter, an engagement letter in your packets there. This is in regard to, we would like to hire them, the highway department, to represent us in issues that may possibly come up when dealing with the Spire pipeline. We're having we haven't had any issues yet, but we may have some issues, because there's been some issues going on in Greene County in regard to them holding up the ends of their agreement. And sometimes we may not be able to get items taken care of, they may not listen to me. We'd like to look at hiring, outside legal counsel to deal with these issues in regard to sending them letters. I think it's really gonna be an issue when it comes down to the final completion of a project in regard to getting money and getting money for the road repairs that need to be done and receiving that money. They felt that, you know, they've got FERC approval, they can kinda just come in and do whatever they want to now, come run roughshod over the county. And I just wanna be prepared for this. This firm is the same one that dealt with the litigation that went on in Greene County. And right now, they are actually working with Greene County on some issues that they are having in regard to the pipeline. So I just trying to get ahead on this. I have discussed this with Ben Gettin, and he is on board with this happening. And he is not, his expertise is not in dealing with this type of information. Dealing with mostly municipal law, and they're experienced at doing these type of things.
Are they finished in Greene County?
They are just beginning to lay pipeline in Greene County. And they're having a lot of issues with road damage, getting them out there to get rock put on the roads. They're fighting a lot of that. And the attorneys happen to be involved. We had some issues here just recently with trying to get the permits or the load rate analysis done for the bridges. We did finally get all that. But, you know, they've been able to take some loads down the roads, but I've tried to keep them off of certain roads because certain bridges can't handle it, and they are following those issues right now. But I think once they start laying pipeline in the county, or they really start gearing up, and they're doing a lot of work right now, putting rock entrances in and stripping dirt, but it come to a really head, and I just want to be prepared. I mean, it doesn't guarantee that we may need them, but I
Right.
just wanna have them there in case if we do.
But it is a firm that you know something about.
Yeah, I don't personally know them, but they are out of Springfield. They handled the lawsuit that was filed against Greene County by Spire Pipeline. And they worked in the settlement of that agreement that was worked out, and they presently are, so they're very versed at that. What's going on with Spire Pipeline, I feel that would be to our benefit to have them here also, since they're dealing with what's going on in Greene County. We're not reinventing the wheel by getting somebody different here. They've already had conversations with the attorney with Spire Pipeline. So I would like to look at hiring them to do that work.
Do you need that in the form of a motion?
I would like to have that in the form of a motion to do that, because then I was going to bring it before the
Okay,
county
I'll make
board.
that a motion. To
There's
hire
been a
Brown,
motion.
yeah, to hire them.
There's been a motion by Sandy Hefner to engage the services of Brown, Hay, and Stevens to represent Jersey County in regard to matters with the Spire Pipeline, and that was seconded by Ed Koenig. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to the county engineer's report. We got our oil letting scheduled for April the 25th, 2019 at 2 o'clock here at our, 10 o'clock here at our office. And that was part of the resolution that we passed earlier. From April 14th to April 19th, I will be attending the National Association of County Engineers Conference in Wichita, Kansas, which I have typically attended on a yearly basis. Everybody knows about the flooding that's going on in the county. Beltrees Road, for your information, and Lock Haven Road are both closed due to flooding. That's two of our county highways. We just closed Lock Haven Road yesterday because it got to a point, but I think here in a couple of days it'll probably get opened back up. The guardrail improvement project, we had a pre-construction meeting with the contractor last week. He is anticipating beginning that work the first part of May, so you'll see quite a bit of that work going on in the county. They're gonna start up in the northeast part of the county kinda work their way south and kinda make a loop around and kinda come up Otterville Road, so they'll probably be doing like Otterville Road the last part of the project. They anticipate it's probably gonna be pretty well all summer doing the project, hopefully. I mean, there may be a lot of, hopefully Spire by that time will kinda be through there already by the time they get over there, but we just have to deal with it, but they gotta take care of all their own traffic control and everything too. In regard to that. We've been out doing a lot of, actually using our ditcher that goes on the side of our boom mower. We've taken the boom mower off, put the ditcher on. With so much rain we've had a lot of silting into the ditches. When we had that rain here probably 3-4 weeks ago, the ground was still frozen, so the top 6 to 12 inches of dirt was there. That washed a lot of dirt in, that soil, topsoil into the ditches. We had a lot of blowouts and stuff from the backside of the ditches, so we were trying to get those kind of cleaned up and stuff. So, and this is perfect time to be doing it, because we use that ditcher, kind of do a small ditch and then throw it up into the farmers' fields. So we've been out doing quite a bit of that right now. And we've been doing some pipe culvert replacements too, where we've had some problems with ones being plugged up at driveways and across roads. I think that is it in regard to that. That's all I had. Moving on to miscellaneous business. I didn't know anybody had anything for the committee or myself or anything with the highway department, anything you saw out there?
Lot of water.
Yeah. A lot of water, yep. I think last week I had in my rain gauge 3.5 inches.
Just over the weekend, I had 2.5,
Did
just
ya?
over the weekend.
Yeah. So, yes, a lot of water, a lot of water.
Right now is the exact worst time to be running over these country roads with heavy equipment.
That is correct. Yep,
Wet weather and frost going out.
yep. Yep.
Are you having any trouble getting rock?
We have not been we're not using much rock right now. I think maybe some of the townships have from Kane. Kane's having some issues, I think, with keeping their
They
equipment
broke
going.
down a couple times.
Yes, they've been broke down a couple times. We haven't, we got a little stockpile of rock here. We just put pipe culverts
Pretty
in.
good right out here, right outside of town, you can run up there.
There we go, yes, yeah, we could get some from the state, you know. Calhoun has rock, I mean, if we're down in that area, we're at Calhoun Quarry, we're gonna use Calhoun Quarry, or we'd be getting some from Loris. King, I know, has been broke down several times. Here. I think that's all. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, yes, did you have something, man? Okay,
Nope.
guess I'll turn it back over to Gary.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep.
Has anybody else got anything come before the committee? If not,
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Ed makes a motion, we adjourn.
A second.
Jared Hayes seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.